Hello and happy February! I am so excited to share this edible Valentine cookie card with you. You'll need a tipless bag filled with soft consistency icing and a scribe tool. Since the neck is the smallest part of our image, we're going to pipe the neck first. You only need a small amount of icing. Then move down and pipe both of her stockings. Be mindful to keep the icing as smooth as possible. Heading up to the hat, pipe the hat above the ribbon. Let's work on both her arms before we forget them due to the fact that they're so small. Starting on the left side of the dress, let's begin piping in those ruffles, keeping in mind how bountiful they are and knowing that we need quite a bit of volume in this area. Keep in mind when working on her face that it needs to be smooth and have quite a bit of volume. Pipe a swag from left to right at the intersection of the top of the dress and her neck to create the piping of the collar. Now let's pipe her hair. And we're not going to do individual strands, we're just going to pipe the hair in the sections that are outlined on the diagram. Let's finish the bottom part of the hat underneath the ribbon. Then pipe the rim of the hat at the intersection of her hairline and the bottom of the hat. For the heart that's adorning her hat, just create 2 teardrops that come together at the very bottom of the tail. Allow the cookie to dry for 6 to 8 hours. Let's paint all of her skin first, using a skin tone color you're comfortable with. For the skin, we're only worried about the tone of the color of the skin, keeping in mind that we need shadows and highlights. Using a light off-white color, paint the hat, the dress, and her stockings. Using a shimmery pink, paint the stripes of the stockings. And don't forget about the little section at the bottom of the toe. Changing to a medium shade of pink, paint the circles of her hat, the circles in her dress, omitting the heart. Just outline the heart, but don't paint inside the heart. I did transfer over the circles because circles are hard to freehand, especially on ruffles, so I wanted to give myself a little bit of an advantage. Switching colors to a reddish pink hue, paint the hearts inside each of the individual circles. Load your brush with that sparkly pink color and paint both the rim of the hat and the ribbon in the middle of the hat. Using a very light gray color, Paint all of the royal icing that represents her hair with this light gray color. Now we need to paint the hair, and since hair has several hues, we're going to be using 4 different colors. A purplish brown color, a reddish brown color, the shadow gray that we've already used, and black, a very, very dark black. Starting with the purplish color, paint thin and thick strands. Repeat the same procedure with the reddish brown color, painting thin and thick strands in between the purple brown color. Using the darkest black that you have, paint thin and thick strands in between both the purplish brown color and the reddish brown color. The overall effect should be almost an eggplant dark brown hair color. At this structure in the hair, I would stop, allow it to dry. In the meantime, go over to her eyes and paint 2 black ovals. She doesn't have any irises, she just has black ovals for eyes with a white highlight. For the white highlight, you're going to want to allow the black paste to dry completely. Then use a little bit of white paste, or you can use a dust, whichever you prefer, and paint a tiny little white highlight on the right side of each eye. Moving back up to the hair, this is when we need to balance out the colors. And you're probably at a different place than I am at. Like, I know I need some more of the purple color and some more black. She's standing on pavement. To paint the pavement, we're going to first start with light strokes using the black food paste in a horizontal motion. Then we'll begin to start darkening some of those strokes so that we have these very irregular lines going back and forth in a horizontal motion underneath her stockings. Now to attach the silver leafing, you need a soft brush, silver leafing. Use the soft brush to tear some of the silver leafing off of the sheet in an irregular shape. Then take the brush with the silver leafing on it to the edge of the cookie. Brush the silver leaf down onto the edge of the cookie. Thank you for spending your time with me. If you'd like to see a longer version of this cookie tutorial, it is available at my online cookie decorating school.